So everyone, today I just wanted to quickly talk about my experience with day trading, and without any really further ado, let's just kind of get into it. So before we start, actually, just a quick disclaimer that I'd like to start. So this video is not meant to be taken as any financial advice. Day trading is a risky business and can cost a lot of money to whoever gets involved without the proper knowledge and experience. I'll be talking about the method that I use to trade, and I learned everything, well, the majority of things that I know from a guy named Stacy Burke. So if you're curious about this trading style after I've explained everything, or as much as I possibly can, you can probably check the description and the link in the description, where you'll be able to go to his YouTube channel and learn a little bit more. So why I started day trading? Quickly, I was introduced to day trading over 3 years ago by a man that I met at the gym. As funny as that may sound, but he was just getting started himself and had recently graduated from university as well. I forgot about it for a little while and revisited the idea after I started working full-time. So right now I am trading because I believe that being a profitable trader has the potential to be a business that I can comfortably live off of, and because I think that it'll offer me more freedom with my time than any other form of work that's out there. So how I trade. So the trading style that Stacy teaches is based off two ideas. First, the pump and the dump, where the market will pump up a price or pump up the market slowly and then dump it rapidly. And the dump and a pump, which is basically the price dumping slowly and then pumping up really quickly. So for each of those styles, the actual trade will be taken on the second half. So basically for a pump and dump, you'd be trading on the dump, and a dump and a pump, you'd be trading on the pump. I follow something that he calls the 12 candle window, which is basically a 3 hours worth of 15-minute candles, during which there's a little bit more activity than during any other time during the day. So there's 3 12 candle windows, one being in New York, one being in Asia, and one being in London. I primarily trade New York, but there was a time where I trade a little bit of Asia. I basically gathered a basket of instruments, just meaning different forex pairs or indexes, gold, oil, even cryptocurrency that I'll trade. I'll look over those the night before a trading session, and I'll narrow down my options to about 2-3 that I'll focus on. And when I wake up in the morning, I will make sure that whatever I prepared myself to trade the night before is what I focus on. And if there's nothing that shows itself as being interesting the night before, I'll do my best not to trade at all the next day. The setups that I trade. So there's a couple of setups that he teaches, basically where he makes the majority of his money, but these are the following setups. First one is 3 days of breakout longs. So what that basically means is that there'll be 3 consecutive days of price going above the previous day's high and continue to trade above that level. So that'll happen 3 times, and then at the very end you'll be looking for a short reversal as the trade to be able to make your money. The second one is the 3 days of breakout shorts. So basically the same thing as the breakout longs, but just the opposite way. 3 days of price breaking the previous day's low, going lower and lower until the day that you get your trade will be a reversal to be able to get a long trade. The first red day is basically after days of the price pumping upwards. You'll have the first day that closes below the open, and then the day following that you will get an opportunity to be able to get a short trade. And as you guys can probably guess, the first green day is the opposite of that. So multiple days of the price just selling lower and lower until it closes high one day, and then the day after that signal, you'll get an opportunity to be able to get a long trade going on the upside. The inside day trade is just a signal day where the price will not break the high-low boundaries of the previous day, and usually a strong move will result the following day, and that can either be a long trade or a short trade. And the short squeeze parabolic. So the parabolic trade basically means that the price will consolidate and then coil up in a direction and then shoot very strongly in a long direction. So it's something that I'm not very good at catching. I've maybe have gotten success maybe on 1 or 2 of those so far, but I've noticed that when they work accordingly, they can be very, very good, and they can just move very, very far in a very short amount of time. So this is a quick example of a first red day. So as you see, we have a day where the price closed low after pumping up for a couple of days, and then I got my opportunity to trade a little bit lower, and this yellow box here is just the time during the New York session where I usually trade. Just a little bit more of a zoom in pretty much, but during the middle of the 3 hour or the 12 candle window, I was able to get a trade where I basically kind of took the break of structure heading down all the way until it started reversing into me, and I had just secured my profits and basically left for the day. For the 3 days of breakout longs, another example, we have 3 days of price just breaking the previous day's high until on the day of it pumped slowly, and in this circumstance it had touched the high of the previous day and it started selling aggressively. In this specific circumstance, I had managed to get a bit of an entry where the price started moving a little bit slowly, and then it hit the closing price of the previous day, and then pulled back, and then gave me an opportunity to re-enter to trade all the way to the bottom until it hit the low of the previous day. So that was a pretty good day for me. So to quickly talk about my experience with prop firms, a few months ago I decided to take my first prop firm challenge with FTMO. For those who don't know what a prop firm challenge is, I'll just kind of quickly explain it. There are multiple stages, but basically the idea is that you need to show to a prop firm that you have skills as a trader. So when you pass their challenge, they give you access to an account with usually a large amount of capital. And when you use that capital to trade, any profit that you make, you get to keep 80 to 90% of it. So there are 3 parts to the FTMO challenge, and the first one I actually already showed on the screen. But the first one is to make 10% of your total account, right? The second stage is to make 5% of your total account, and after you pass both of those stages, then you get to actually get an account you can actually use to trade, and then at that point, any profit that you make, you get to keep a portion of that, and then the rest goes to the prop firm, right? So I guess I forgot to mention, but 10% will be 10% of the actual account that you're trading. Like for example, if I'm trading a $10,000 account, I'll need to make $1,000 in profit before I'm able to go to the next stage. But obviously it's not that simple. If you lose a certain amount of money during the day, or you lose the amount of the total amount that you need to make. So for example, if you lose 10%, you will fail the challenge. And then if you want to continue, you'll have to buy a new challenge and then try to pass once again. So at this stage, I have failed the challenge 5 times. And the closest that I've come to passing the first stage was 7.5% of the total profit that I need to make the 10%. I've made many mistakes that have caused me to blow all those accounts, and now I just feel tired. All those attempts cost me money, and failing this much in such senseless ways just is not in my character. I can honestly count on one hand the amount of times that I failed midterms or exams when I was taking my undergrad. And while I was even finishing or trying to do these challenges, I studied for and passed the project management exam. And I'm not just saying that to brag, but just to show that I am able to pass tests that are challenging and a little bit stressful, even though this is unlike any test that I've ever taken in my life. But to fail it 5 times is a little bit too much, in my opinion. What needs to change going forward? So the first thing that needs to change is that I need to learn to identify my setups. In my mind, I believe that I know what my setups are and what they look like, and that I'm able to identify them. That's usually not the case. Thinking that way leads me to trading an instrument that is perhaps not ready to blow until the loss on the day is just too large for me to continue. I also need to learn how to size in. So losing often, I believe, isn't what causes real damage to my account, but losing often in large amount is what results in that, right? Obviously, the goal will be to not lose often, but knowing when it's safe to add larger positions to a trade and when not to is a skill that will allow me to scale up quickly and consistently. But doing this wrong has been just detrimental to my trading. I need to also set a daily max loss limit, pretty much. So obviously being perfect at trading is most likely impossible, but sometimes I can be off, and sometimes just the market is just not ready to give a proper setup. So if those days happen, I need to know when to call it quits before I cause real damage to my account. And lastly, I need to learn how to do nothing. And this is probably by far the hardest thing about trading, waiting for my setup to present and doing nothing in the meantime. If I was able to do this, I promise you I would have passed by now, but I just keep jumping the gun way too quickly. And then when the trade ends up producing, I've already been beaten up for the day and I just no longer even want to take the risk. So learning to sit down and wait, even if it leads me to miss out on an opportunity, I think that'll be crucial. At this point, for me, the trading year is over. Like, there'll be the holidays that are coming soon and the markets will be closing and I'm going to be going on vacation. So I probably won't be trading until I come back. But when I do, I'll be trading on a demo account until I can confidently say that I mastered my setups. And everybody says that obviously trading a demo and trading a live account are two very different things. But what would be the point of me taking a real exam if I can't even pass the practice? Once I can pass it consistently, then I'll buy another challenge. But until then, I'll be reading material on day trading. I'll be studying the notes that I have available to me. I'll be back testing, and I'll be trading on a demo. So that's really all that I had to talk about today. I'll probably be posting a couple other things unrelated to trading, but I'm looking forward to actually getting that work done, something that's a little bit more fun than day trading. So I look forward to that, and I will see you guys some other time. Take care.